Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a wonderful day to begin with. Um, I, in fact, thought to introduce the voice of the nation, the voice of Pune, a brilliantly articulated thought process which comes from the heart altogether. This voice, you've heard it all these years and you really love it. It actually takes the complete city by the wave. Of course, it's not my voice. As much as I want it to be my voice, it's none other but RJ Tarun with us live on the take, and we're going to have a wonderful rolling time. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's hook on to this wonderful artist, and that's none other than RJ Tarun. Welcome to the studio. It's such a joy to have you here with your tight schedules. We begin this wonderful tea talks with a wonderful ritual of we starting with an Irani chai. So, thank you so much, folks. If you can just.
It looks tempting.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. So let me give you just a little insight. So why did Tea Talks happen? Tea Talks happened because of the fact that I started this business over a cup of chai. Couple of friends, we just meet at a chai junction and we just have a cup of chai. And then we said, okay, let's start something new. And that's how this business has begun. One more interesting thing, and why is it you today, is we at Rapture, we always have this heart for new talents. We always want to have some people who will work into an industry which is slightly hamare bhasha mein hatke.
Right.
So when we were trying to describe all this together, we said there would be none other better than having RJ Tarun himself along with us. So what I would like you to do is just explain the audience what has been your journey to come this far to be a recognized face of the city of Pune.
Well, when I started off, I didn't think I'll become a recognizable face or voice for that matter. It all started with me wanting to learn DJing.
Oh,
as a skill, yes. So I got in touch with somebody who was a fantastic artist when it comes to music. Started interning with him. मतलब मुझे पता भी नहीं था कि वो internship होती है.
वहाँ पे भी internship होती है.
हाँ, I just asked if I can come along.
Right.
And he said yes. So this person was not a full-time DJ. He was a very accomplished man otherwise in his professional life, and used to part-time as a DJ in some clubs. So I started doing that. And one thing led to another. Within a year and a half, I learned a thing or two about DJing. And he one day came to me saying, I want to give you this gig if you want to play.
Wow.
It was a good one. And he was not sure. The club owner was not sure. I was sure. जब आपको कम बातें पता होती है, जब आपको ज़्यादा किसी इंडस्ट्री या चीज़ के बारे में नहीं पता होता है, तब आप ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट होते हो.
Right. The world is a stage for you. बिंदास कर लो.
तो मैंने कहा ठीक है, I'll do it. And I could do it. And they were both very happy. And they said, okay, you can now be a regular at our place. And
Oh, wow.
This guy, since he was not doing it regularly, he said, whenever I'm not there, please go ahead and do it. So I started DJing, did it for a couple of years. And I kind of got discovered by somebody who was in radio. One evening I was playing at a club. And somebody comes to me and hands me his card.
Wow.
And मैंने card जेब में रख लिया, and I've got busy because DJing, it's
You have
very
to be on
involving
the-
as a
yeah.
process. You can't think of anything else, otherwise the beat will go.
Right.
तो सुबह next day मैंने देखा, it was a very important person. He was heading a big radio station.
Wow.
तो मैंने कहा इसको call करना पड़ेगा. I called this guy and he says, come to my office. I want to see you and there's something interesting we would like to do with you.
Nice.
I went there. He said, whatever you were doing yesterday, I want you to do it for this radio station.
Excellent.
Yeah, if you could remix songs on the go, we need you. And that's how I got a job in radio. And they gave me the designation of a sound engineer because there was no room for a DJ in a radio station.
Exactly.
So when I started going there, I realized, oh my God, there are some people who get paid to talk.
Interesting.
It's a career. And then that thing kind of stayed in my head for some time. And it took me 3 to 4 months to tell my boss that this is something I think I can also do. Because, that phase where you don't know much about an industry and you think मैं तो कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ. जिन्होंने कभी भी अपनी voice record की है,
Right.
they must be aware that you don't sound good when you record it for the first few times.
Very much.
It gets better as you get used to handling the mic. It gets better when you learn how to handle a camera, for that matter. Even
Right.
pictures, there are some people who are very good looking.
Right.
Or you see, their pictures don't come out really nice. This is a craft that actors learn. Similarly, radio jockeys, voiceover artists, anyone who's handling a mic, learn how to deal with their voice and how to handle a mic and breath control and all those things.
Wow.
It took me about a year or something like that to learn that. Started doing small voiceovers for radio ads, those 10 seconds ad, 20 seconds ads on radio. I started giving my voice. And then sometime later, there was an audition for RJs. And there were 10 people who showed up. They gave their auditions, recorded their voice. I sent 11 recordings to that guy.
Oh my goodness.
So he calls me up and he says, "ये 11वां तेरा है ना?" मैंने कहा, "हाँ." "Okay, चल तू ही करेगा ये show."
Okay.
Because think of it from a point of view of somebody who's been practicing for a year and a half
Exactly.
versus anyone who's just
Just
walked into a radio station thinking मेरी आवाज अच्छी है या मैं बात अच्छी करता हूँ.
तो उसको तो पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि कब.
Yeah, so my voice definitely sounded well trained and I was kind of ready for that opportunity. And that's when my radio presenting career started.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then one show, you've been in a radio station, you've worked at a radio station, you know.
Yes.
I got a weekend show first.
Okay. You know the hierarchy. Morning show, you're the best guy on the block.
So
and then you
it
start.
went on from morning to afternoon to evening, and then I got a morning show. Did a morning show for 13 years.
Wow, 13 long years. And the city really resounds with your voice. Your good morning starts so beautifully. Can you give me one take on the good morning? How you do it?
Well, I'm RJ Tarun. You're listening to Good Morning Pune on Radio 1.
Wow.
I mean, the station that I work for used to be called Radio 1.
Okay.
It is now rebranded as FIBA FM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
And 13 years in this industry, I'm sure, and I meet a lot of people here where 3 months causes boredom, 3 years calls loyalty, and I think if they cross the third year, they say it's a legacy. I'm done with it. So, जो मुझे आज की जनता को समझाना है कि is 13 years a wrong frame of mind or is it going the perfect road? I'm not just talking about you, but I'm just saying that as an artist, am I supposed to think that is boredom crossed because of my peers or am I supposed to dig it deeper into my own art?
yeah. It depends on how deep you want to go into something. It
Right.
depends on आप किस लेवल पर उस आर्ट को ले जाना चाहते हैं. Right? Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outliers, he mentions the concept of 10,000 hours.
Oof. I would like to hear more.
So he says it takes 10,000 hours to get good at something, to get to mastery.
Okay.
In 3 months, 6 months, you get to a level where you've just dipped your toes in these waters.
Okay.
If you're getting bored at this point, you're probably not passionate enough, is what I believe. Any form of art, and if you really want to do it at a level where people look at you and wonder, oh my God, how can this person do that?
Right.
I get asked, don't you feel nervous in front of a mic, in front of a radio studio where there are lakhs of people tuned in right now?
Right.
Right? They're messaging you constantly and
Pressure.
you see that in front of you, they're
Exactly.
DMing you on Instagram, WhatsApping you, all those things. Or in front of a live audience, because I do a lot of live shows. What happens when there's 5,000, 10,000 people in front of you? To which I say it gets better as you spend more and more time with that mic, with that audience. And you've got to give it that time.
Right.
10,000 hours means at least 5 to 6 years.
Okay, if you consider about 8 hours of working.
8 hours of working.
Which you don't actually you work.
अगर 8 घंटे आप ऑफिस में होते हो तो सारे 8 घंटे तो आप बिल्कुल डीप वर्क तो नहीं करते
हो. Right.
तो अगर 3 साल में 8 के हिसाब से 3 साल में हो जाते हैं 10,000 घंटे.
Yes. तो
6-7 साल 8 साल लगते हैं for you to get to the elementary mastery.
My goodness. That is the kind of dedication.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
So that's, and after 10 years, I believe it starts getting easy for you. What is tough for others
Right.
starts looking easy for you. That's when your edge starts showing up. Your unfair advantage starts showing up.
But you still don't leave that practice, you don't still leave that art where you say that, okay, I've arrived, so now I can just walk into any arena. How do you prepare yourself? I mean, day in and out, day in and out. How do you prepare yourself?
So of course, I try and keep myself motivated by
Right.
various different things. But I believe that systems work better than motivation. So I've done so these 13 years of hosting a morning show that I talk about.
Right.
Um, Waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day. That's what it
That's
is. The
pure
one of the
dedication.
toughest thing.
Toughest things.
Rain or shine, summer or winter. आप सोचिए आपको 5 बजे उठना है. By 6:15, you want to be in office because the show starts at 7.
Oh, yes. You want to be prepared, go there. It's without fatigue. You want to sound, look fresh.
हाँ,
And I've seen you also at events otherwise.
yeah.
तो रात में भी आप जगे होते हो.
हाँ, हाँ.
आप इतने लोगों से मिल रहे हो और उसके बाद सुबह 5 बजे उठ के उसी डेडिकेशन के साथ अंदर जाना. Oof. That calls for a lot of dedication.
Yeah, ये चाय बहुत अच्छी है वैसे.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, कई बार ऐसा होता है. हम सब, we are all flesh and bones.
Right.
There are times जब आपको लगता है कि यार
बस हो गया.
थोड़ा ठंडा है मौसम. It's raining outside. Can I not go today?
Yes.
But then you realize that there are people who are really looking forward to tuning into your show.
Right.
There are people who are probably not feeling very motivated, just like you are.
Oh, yes.
And something that you can say can turn it around for them.
Brighten their day completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crack a joke, say something motivational, tell them a piece of news that they were willing to or wanting to hear from a long time, right?
Exactly.
And that can really change the course of their day.
Okay.
I think that's very fulfilling and that's very motivating for any radio jockey. I speak on behalf of all my brethrens in the radio industry.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So, in the earlier part, you mentioned about the fact that I did also come from the same line of work that was radio myself. Some people motivated me at a certain point of time. Arey yaar, aapki awaaz bahut achhi hai.
हाँ.
But one thing is about voice. You can have a wonderful voice. But I think at the speed which you think, that on the toe thinking, you guys get calls and you modulate yourself. Someone's going on the high beat, so you are also on the high beat. Someone's on the low beat, you also come on the low beat. So is that basically because of practice, or is it passion, or is it the two combined? How do you do that?
It's both of them. There is a thing called the gift of gab.
Oh, wow.
It exists. But it's, I'll say 10 to 15% maybe.
Right.
But most of it is training. Most of it is doing day in and day out. All the situations that you see a radio jockey talking to somebody and 10 seconds into the conversation being able to crack a joke.
Yes.
Or say something about it. Now, if I've spent 10, 12, 13, 15 years in radio, whatever situation this person is in, I have had this conversation before.
Right. There is a back of mind experience on that front. Yeah.
आप कुछ भी बात कीजिए उसके बारे में. I've had that experience. I've had that conversation. I've read it somewhere. I've saw it in the news. If a stock market crashes on a Monday morning, if I've been a radio jockey for 15 years,
It has crashed
I've
a couple
seen
of times. So
I've
many.
seen that 3-4 times at least.
Right.
And I know how to handle this situation on a Monday morning and tell people that this has happened.
Right. Yeah.
तो वो एक्सपीरियंस से आ जाता है, वो बार बार करने से आ जाता है. वो जो रिफ्लेक्सेस होते हैं, आई ऑलवेज गिव एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ क्रिकेटर. फॉर एग्जांपल, विराट कोहली बिफोर ही हिट्स द बॉल डज नॉट नो कि सामने से कौन सा बॉल आ रहा है, राइट?
Right.
गुगली है, यॉर्कर है, क्या है, ही डज नॉट नो दैट. एंड इन द स्पीड दैट द बॉल कम्स टू हिम, प्रैक्टिकली इट्स नॉट ह्यूमेनली पॉसिबल टू फिगर आउट कि ये बॉल ऐसा होगा. The training kicks in.
Right.
The muscle memory, as we call it, kicks in, and you hit it in that very nanosecond.
Exactly.
Same is with having conversations and about things that you haven't prepared for. It comes to you as a googly, but you know how to deal with it. The muscle memory and the training kicks in, and it does its job.
So I think what you're emphasizing is giving that kind of dedicated time to an industry. I still remember while you mentioned about the fact that I used to work with the radio industry, and I have this wonderful glimpse of this time when nobody in my office knew that I can do voiceovers. Okay. And apparently, the agency that I used to work as an advertiser, they knew about this art. So I have shifted jobs. Now I'm in a radio station. This agency comes to the programming team. So apparently, we were slightly affair. I'm a pure sales guy, so no radio for me, as a matter of fact. And at that situation, this person has actually rejected all possible RJ voices. And then they tell me, listen, if this guy is in your office, why don't you ask him to do it? And everybody looks at astonishment with me and वो बोलते हैं यार इसको नहीं जमेगा इसको नहीं आता ये सब. So I said, okay, if they want me to give it a shot, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I still remember it was for Hero Motorcorp.
Okay.
I did one voiceover. And then I realized I have done 21 voiceovers, different bikes, different products.
Yeah.
And that's how I celebrated this art too for a while. But one thing I realized, and I used to always say this, and I was extremely straightforward with my management at the point of time. And this is a little difficult situation. Way back 10 years ago, also, I realized that this is going to be a dying media. And while it's a dying media, firstly, I want to understand, is it a dying media or is it going to craft into something different? What's your look forward into this industry?
Great question. And I ponder about this a lot being in the industry.
Right.
And to be fair and to be honest, when I joined radio, within a year or two, I was told that this is a declining medium.
Oof. So early.
Right from the beginning. It's been there and it still is there. Of course, radio, newspaper, television, all traditional media is challenged nowadays by digital transformation that has happened. But it threatens you only if you're not transforming with it. The world is changing and you've got to learn how to change with it.
Hmm.
So I go to a lot of students to their colleges to talk to them about communication, presentation, and media as a career. And whenever I get asked this question, my answer is that my art is not radio. My art is presentation.
Wow. My art is not radio. My art is presentation.
Radio is a medium.
Yes. Oh, yes.
If I'm a writer, how does it matter if I write on a paper with a pen, or type it out on a typewriter, or through a computer, or I just dictate it to an AI bot?
Right.
My art is writing,
Exactly.
coming up with stories.
So the mediums can change. Your art remains there. Wow.
Yeah, and that is my answer to also to people who say I get this compliment a lot that I'm very versatile. I do radio, I do podcasts, I do live shows, I do conferences, I do voiceovers.
Yes. You're an anchor to so many events.
Yes.
Thanks be to you. Nyati County Fest has him out there, and we have 5,000, 10,000 people actually arriving to watch RJ Tarun live at about 6 a.m. in the morning. For you, it's a routine. For the others, it's like, oh, wow, 6 a.m. in the morning. Wonderful.
Yeah. So my point is, it's not versatility.
Right.
My job remains presentation. I'm a presenter. Put me in a radio studio, put me on a stage, put me in a podcast couch, put me in a conclave on a different, stage. I do the same thing practically.
You modulate yourself as per the place and the situation.
It's the same thing that I do.
Exactly.
When I'm talking to you, are we not doing the same thing? It's the same thing. The art is presentation. As long as the world needs communicators,
yes,
that's
never going to die, I guess.
I think I'm fine.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I think it's a positive onlook to a business cycle that will keep generating. Today's day, you have YouTube, you have Spotify. The mediums are changing, but I think the art is developing to the next level. And I also started working around a lot of so at Rapture we do a lot of videos, we do a lot of content that we create for our clients, and we suddenly realized, hey, listen, the AI voiceovers are doing really well. And so we started firstly doing the free ones, and now we bought them.
Yeah.
And to be honest, they're really killing it for us.
Yeah.
So, what's your take on the AI voice?
I've lent my voice to some AI bots. So if you're paying any AI voiceover company, part of it comes to me.
Oh wow! So I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are a lot of good AI voiceover platforms where you can pay a small fee and start using voiceovers in different voices that are listed there. There used to be companies like Fiverr, if you are aware of
Oh
it.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
freelance gig companies. So I used to do a lot of voiceovers for a lot of these companies where somebody from anywhere in the world will send me a voiceover script.
Right.
I'll record a voiceover and I'll get some money.
Okay.
There are a lot of studios all across the country in India and in some countries abroad who still send me scripts in my email. I record it and send back, and that's voiceover done, money in the bank.
Wow.
But for that, I have to do a voiceover. I have to practically, physically go to a studio.
Okay. So whatever
Record
happens
my.
on the AI world, you have to be the person who will record it and put it across.
No, no. So this used to happen earlier. With AI, if
Mhm.
I'm a voiceover artist, you as a client
Right.
need want to choose from thousands of voices, right?
Exactly.
I have uploaded my sample,
Hmm.
and with AI, I don't even go to a studio and do anything. The
Okay.
AI has my voice sample and creates voice out of it, and some part of it comes to me as royalty
Oh,
forever. I don't
that's
have
such
to
a
do
wonderful
anything.
business model.
I don't have to do it ever again. I've just sent it once.
Brilliant idea. And you're just making monies out of
Yes.
it.
So a lot of people are scared about what AI is going to do. I'm not. I believe that we'll just do more work.
Mhm.
One person will be expected to do a lot more than they used to do earlier.
Right.
When cloth cloth was made with by
Mhm.
hand,
Right. You
100 people used to make one lot. They had to just spend 12 hours in a mill doing it.
Right.
The same thing is going to happen here.
The demand is always going to grow.
Demand's going to grow, and one person will have to script, record, produce, and send it out.
Nice.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of one person companies in future.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there'll be media agencies that'll be run by just one person, because this one person can now write script in seconds,
Right.
uh, turn it into an ad in seconds, all through AI, and publish it themselves.
Mm,
I do not need a copywriter for that matter.
exactly.
But that being said, that copywriter can also now it is democratized that the copywriter can also have his own media agency.
Altogether.
Yes.
Right. So that leads me to that one perfect part. We get a lot of queries from the youngsters, and we hear the lot of collagen.
Hmm.
They say that, hey, listen, I think I'm stuck in the wrong job, wrong field of education. I am an engineer. I'm into medical, but my heartbeat is towards the entertainment industry. So how does someone modulate this and also know that if I'm not doing the right thing, when is that last time I should pull the plug out?
For example, if you're a doctor,
Right.
you're very specialized in your field, and you probably have spent a lot of money doing that.
Hmm.
Do not leave it cold turkey.
Okay.
Just wait for some time. Probably start a parallel source of whatever you want to do. If you want to be a musician, spend 2 hours a day learning, practicing, or producing music. See how it goes, and then slowly from one to another, you can do a crossfade of sorts.
Okay.
In DJing, there's this term called crossfade, where you go from one to other.
Yes.
Music start decreasing the other one and increase the other one, and so the transition is smooth. The audience should not notice this change of track.
Okay.
Otherwise, because you have found and learned one category and you're an expert in this right now. You spent a lot of money, time, energy into doing this.
Hmm.
Now, if you're switching to, say, being a musician, you're starting from day zero.
Exactly. So there are people who are going to be 300 plus days ahead of you, right?
There are kids, music especially, there are kids who start learning at 5, 6.
Oh, yes.
If
have
they are
huge
20, they have a 15-year handicap. I mean, they're learning it from 15 years now.
prior. Yes. So how do you come up that ladder? Yes, it
Yeah.
takes.
So be very smart about it.
Mm.
Do it slowly. And if you think you can do it professionally. Also, there's a difference between doing it and doing it professionally.
Right.
Uh, uh, there are some people who would a lot of times come to me and say that I want to be an RJ. I speak very well. Of course, you do speak very well in social settings and in general conversations. But do you speak great? Do you have great conversations on a stage?
Hmm.
Can you hold a great conversation inside a radio studio?
Where there's nobody there, you're just before a mic by yourself.
Yeah.
And I think you imagine everything to be around you
Yeah.
and you have to articulate around that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. Would you suggest any courses on this without, I mean,
Yeah. There are a lot of, first, very traditional route is to go through a degree in mass communication.
okay.
It gives you a little bit of everything.
Hmm.
What it does is it teaches a little bit of television, a little bit of digital, a little bit of radio.
Right.
So you get to know what it is.
Yes.
Basically, that's the thing it gives you in 3 years. And also, you get to record a radio show of your own, learn a few softwares. So that'll give you a clear perspective on if you want to do it or not.
Okay.
After that, you'll have to get into the deep ends of things to really become professional, because I've a lot of students when they come out of colleges nowadays
Right.
after doing professional courses are not industry ready.
That's a big gap between just studying the course and to hit the industry.
Yeah.
That's a big gap.
So now that I head content team at a radio station, I work as a programming head for the station, and my part of my job is to hire people for the team. And I interview a lot of people, and I realize I would have expected a little more from this person, a little more readiness for the work. Then they come to us, and a lot of people are now saying that I would like to work with a radio station or a digital media agency. I'm sure you must have felt it in your event company and digital media company, that they're ready to intern for free for some time.
Yes, they do. Yes.
That is where I believe the real training happens. They realize, oh my God, the industry expectation is way higher
Right.
than we were told in
Right.
the college.
So I think this also takes a little take on entrepreneurs like us, artists like you. I think we need to shift a little gear and we need to spend a little more time with colleges, and I'm sure you actually go speak at colleges. You are making them market ready. So before the time they exit from the college, they are aware of what are the industry standards, and we should be able to bridge the gap over a period of time.
Yeah.
So I think
Right.
that really helps for everyone to begin with. So when I enter an industry, when it comes to any industry, as a matter of fact, be entertainment, be hardcore engineering, or any other industry, there's always an aspiration that I look forward to. So what are we going to see of RJ Tarun going into films, going into television, going into web series? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be one of the big takes that we're going to hear RJ Tarun himself telling what's his next aspiration. We're going to check this out.
Well, what I want to keep doing this. And one thing that I want to do is I want to make films.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Make films.
Make films. So I've realized that feature film is a big task and it's not easy to do. But in this year, 2025, what I've started doing is I make 90 seconds reels
Wow.
about people and interesting things that I see around me.
Okay.
But I make it like a movie.
Nice.
Yeah. I tell it like a documentary film. That's 90-second story. And I made a 4-5 of them.
Wow.
Because I don't get time. But in a full-fledged corporate job, you don't get to roam around on the streets and shoot for days in a row. But I made 4-5 of them, and all of them have gotten great response online.
Nice.
So I'm very psyched to find more stories and tell those stories in a shorter format for now.
Okay.
As and when I spend more time with it, I probably want to go longer duration wise, longer in terms of the amount of time and effort that goes into making these.
Right.
Yeah, that's my thing.
So you don't want to be acting in films, but you want to create films. You want to make films.
So these are documentary style films.
Okay.
Where you'll see me coming in parts as well, like
Okay.
voiceovers. So, for example, I made a small reel about the Vari procession tradition in Pune. Around 8, 9, 10 lakh people walk every year,
Right.
and there's nobody guiding them, right?
Mm.
This is a
It is a
tradition that's been
procession.
going on for hundreds of years, 8, 9 centuries apparently.
Right.
And nobody is an organizer in this.
Mm.
So this thing that I made, I did a voiceover behind this whole thing, explaining the whole concept from the point of view where even if somebody does not know about it,
We'll get a full throttle understanding and still be a one.
in 90 seconds. So there's visuals from this whole thing of the 2-day period when the Vari comes to Pune,
Right.
and then my voiceover explaining it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I like this two takes that you're trying to tell the young entrepreneurs is content creators, being an artist or everything. That one position that you gave is a single person can become a holistic agency, you know? So when I say that this one person, and there are a lot of viewers who are youngsters who are listening onto us, what are the few baby steps that they need to really take? If they get a client, what are the takes that they need to do? If they get a first job, how passionate that they should be? And lastly, but most important, are they supposed to expect like large amounts? Are they supposed to expect good amounts? I'm saying this because a lot of discouragement happens when you begin, and that's what we're trying to do out of Tea Talks. We're trying to say that, hey, listen, if this is your beginning journey with the kind of guests we have on the table at the sofa, if I may say, yes, we want them to understand that, what's their journey been. So, what was your first take back home? And I want to deep dive into.
No, I want to tell anyone who's just starting up, in all these things, when you're trying to make a career in any industry, it compounds, which means that nothing for a very long time and all of it all of a sudden. How many times have we heard of an overnight success, right?
Yes.
And somebody who goes viral on internet, sometimes that happens because just plain how algos work.
Yes.
But most of the time, an artist goes viral, an actress or an actor become really popular with one film. Please also realize that they've been practicing or thinking about it for 10, 15 years. They've been training about, to do this. Acting is not an easy job. Businesses that start making big turnovers all of a sudden do not really happen within a few years.
Right.
All the big businesses that we talk about have happened in 5, 10 years period. All the startups that we say are doing really well, started really small. And then one day when they get
All of a sudden, famous.
yeah. So you've got to have that startup mentality.
Okay.
Where you start really small, test your product in a very small market.
Exactly.
There's this thing in the startup world called the product market fit.
Yes. Are you really there? Yes.
If once, so you're testing the market, doing it in a very small scale, getting yourself ready.
Right.
Do not try to reach to a larger audience. बहुत सारे लोगों के पास पहुंच जाएगा, पूरा हिंदुस्तान देखे. Find a small audience.
Right.
Let them test you out. When you think that अब इनको मेरा product या मेरी performance अच्छी लग रही है, and then now it works. I'm a great artist. I'm a great entrepreneur. Then scale it.
Yes, to the next level.
Then scale it to the next level. And there are many ways to do it. Like I said, how one-person marketing agencies can work. If suppose there's a 20-year-old who wants to start a marketing agency, उसको कौन business देने वाला है?
Exactly. That is a problem.
No,
So,
yeah.
कहाँ से शुरुआत कहाँ से करें?
For example, Rapture has really big clients. Companies worth thousands of crores trusting Rapture, but that I'm sure didn't happen in a day overnight. Right?
Yes.
So I advise this to all the people who are starting afresh: forget money for some time. Are your skills at that level? AI helps you in getting a better product out now. है ना? अगर आपको किसी के लिए suppose social media agency बनाना है and you're not getting a client, there must be a shop somewhere around the street, around the corner, which you can transform through your skills if you have them of handling social media. If suppose Rapture decides today that there is a corner shop that's making great designer clothes, but this agency does not have any idea about how marketing
is done. Right.
उनके पास पैसे नहीं है, उनके पास funds नहीं है. This is a an old lady who's is really good with making designs, but she does not know how internet works.
Right.
If Rapture says, okay, ma'am, for 1 year we'll do it for free for you.
Right.
We'll take you as a pilot project.
So I think what you're saying is a proof of the pudding. So if you can put it together and if you can do it for someone else, and if you have a remarkable proof, I think the world is at your feet to do something new.
Day 1 पे आपकी Instagram audience को बताओ, I am going to do Instagram for this person. This old man is selling, I don't know, fruits. और इनका जो fruit shop है उसका मैं social media करूँगा. I record this journey for 365 days. Every day I will post something for them. And I'll record that whole journey.
Okay.
See how I transform their brand. See how I change the logo of this shop, how I tell him how to market this thing. That business grows, you grow, and in 1 year you'll get that practice that you require. And then you're telling this whole story, so एक audience भी आपके around बन जाता है उसके नाम. Sometimes it can just blow up.
Wow. I think RJ Tarun has given us one of the most exciting ideas to actually work a business module.
Yeah.
So if you can really do this and try it, please comment on this and let them also know that you've actually tried this art, that you've put it together. Coming to understanding, while you've given such a wonderful way of entertainment industry इतनी बड़ी है, आज के तारीख में कौन सी चीज है जो I can really look forward that these are the growing fields into the entertainment vertical altogether?
You be the entertainer, I believe, is the biggest thing. If you have a phone that has a decent camera, you can be an entertainer. And इसका कोई भी लेना देना इस बात से नहीं है कि आप कितने पढ़े लिखे हो. ये सबसे बड़ी डेमोक्रेसी है. आपके पास कितने पैसे हैं, आपके पास कितने कनेक्शंस है. Just get started, just start doing whatever you think is your thing. They say that if you build it, they will come.
Wow.
Start building it. Audience आ जाती है. हमारे यहाँ मतलब बहुत लोग हैं.
बहुत लोग हैं. आप भारत में हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
आपको लगेगा कि ये मैं क्या अजीब बात कर रहा हूँ. मैं माइक्स के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ कि रोड के माइक्स कितने अच्छे होते हैं और शोर के कैसे होते हैं और दूसरे सेनाइजर के कैसे होते हैं. इसकी ऑडियंस कहाँ है?
Right.
Trust me, there are people
Who
who are geeking about this stuff.
Yes.
They will listen to you more. शाहरुख खान को इतने लोग नहीं सुनते हैं ध्यान से जितना आपको सुनेंगे अगर आप इस पर्टिकुलर एक बड़ी नीश चीज के बारे में बात करने लग जाओ. आप शुरू तो करो. There is audience for that.
So when you come from this background of sound engineering and the miking that you spoke about, yesterday I got hold of something which is into sound industry. जो हम लोग feedback cut करते हैं. And I was amazed there is an AI product which you can just drive it through another modem and it can cut the feedback as per the surrounding. You don't really actually tune it. And that happens in milliseconds. जो एक sound engineer करीबन आधा पौना घंटा लगा देता है just to understand where is this problem, is just picked up by AI. I think so. There is an audience for everything that you can plan for.
Yeah.
So great. So RJ Tarun ji, I'm so interested to go for this. This is one of the most interesting parts where we actually shoot some good questions at you, and I'm sure you're not prepared for the most of them. But I know with the wittiness that you come up with, you'll come up with a good answer. So this part is going to take a little deep dive on you also as a person. So we all know you as only RJ Tarun. So आपको I'm sure there should be a nickname that the world calls you. घर से जो नाम पड़ा है ऐसा कुछ.
There's no nickname, but on radio I once did a thing called where I acted as Captain Tarun, and that has caught on. A lot of people still call me Captain Tarun.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, Captain Tarun. Salute you.
A character that I made on air for just a couple of years, and that kind of stuck.
Being into music, do you like the retro hits or you like the trending today's music?
I like both, but retro more than new music.
Okay. Your first starstruck moment when you, whichever industry you were in.
I met Mr. Amitabh Bachchan and it was crazy.
Oh, wow. I like to have a picture.
Yeah, that's what I said. And interesting thing is, when I was taken to him, I told him, hello, sir, RJ Tarun from Radio 1. And he says, Tarun ji, Amitabh Bachchan. I said, sir, you didn't have to introduce yourself. But yeah, very humble.
Humble way of.
Yes.
Yes, so nice. A song that you've been listening for days in a loop that you really love.
I listen to a lot of jazz. There's a track called Naima by John Coltrane. Phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to play that as an underscore with this. An RJ that you look up to.
Um, uh, I mean, Sayani Saab, his voice was the first voice I heard on radio. He sadly passed away, but will always remain a role model for me, and I'm sure for a lot of other radio personalities in India.
Wow. One last line that you want to suggest as an RJ, as a signature RJ to the audience that you belong to.
Well, I'm RJ Tarun. We had a wonderful conversation here at Rapture Events. I'm not hosting the morning show these days, but I came here early in the morning, all thanks to Gabriel and his team. I hope anyone who tunes in, watches this on video, uh, takes up a nugget or two, and that changes what they think about how the world is changing in the world of entertainment or presenting. With that, I'll take your leave and sign off from Tea Talks. This is RJ Tarun.
Wow. I really love that. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
For being here and for enlightening us with your thought process. Thank you so much.
Thank you.